Does your wand do this? Oh no, what is going on? So let's fix it. What up, Flow fam? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are learning about wonky wands and why they're wonky and how we can fix them. So I get this comment a lot of people asking me like, why is my Leviwand so wonky? Like, why doesn't it just stay up straight? And I'm going to tell you first off, it could be because of your wanding. If you're new to wanding, it does take a little bit to get used to, you know, keeping the Leviwand upright. So if you're new, don't be discouraged, keep up your wanding, keep practicing. So I'm gonna go over a couple simple ways to tell if your Leviwand is unbalanced. And if you want a more in-depth reasoning behind balancing and whatnot, April Choi does have a video on this. I'm gonna go ahead and link it down below in case you really wanna dive into the physics of the Leviwand. April's method of the clothespin is a really great way to, you know, demonstrate weight distribution. Oh, hi baby. You gonna help me, Leviwand? Cat life. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, give it a like, leave me a comment, and don't forget to hit those notification bells. That way you get notified when I post new content. Ooh. And of course, we also have the wizards of the channel. And the wizards of the channel are Flow Toys, Astral Hoops, Matrix Fire Safety, Fun and Motion Toys, and the Weaving Witch. Thanks, friends. And if you want to support my channel, you got two different options. You can head on over to my Patreon, where you can be involved in different things on my channel, or you can head on over to my website, luxluminous.com, where I have lots of awesome fun florist-related clothing, and every single bit of the money raised goes directly into funding this channel. That way I can keep bringing you more content. Ooh. So let's go ahead and jump into this tutorial. So before we start things off, the top of my wand is red, the bottom of my wand is blue. That way you can tell when the Leviwand is upside down or not. So I'm going to be referring to top heavy versus bottom heavy, which means that there's more weight on the top of the wand or there's more weight on the bottom of the wand. Let's first tell you how a Leviwand is made, because that will definitely help you understand why one end is heavier than the other and why it's so important that there's not weight difference in the Leviwand. So there are two methods of making Leviwands. So what you can do is you can drill a hole in the direct center of the Leviwand and add weight to the bottom, so that way the Leviwand stays vertical. Or what a lot of companies do is they will drill a hole and then off-center it just a hair. Leviwands are so finicky to balance because it's only just slightly off-centered or a slight amount of weight added to the end. Any weight that's like lost or added or anything like that will throw the Leviwand off. But there are some little exceptions. So if you have a Leviwand that's like really heavy and you lose, you know, chunks of silicone or like a little bit of wick or something, the Leviwand should be mostly okay. But if you have a wand that's really lightweight and you lose some silicone or some wick or anything like that, that could actually throw off the balance. So a lot of times when your Leviwand is like slightly off balance, you only need to add a little bit of weight to whatever side needs the weight added. You don't need to be going in and adding like crazy amounts of weight to things. And I'll go ahead and show you how to add little bits of weight at the end. So first off, when you're holding your Leviwand, you're already going to notice that the Leviwand is going to tip slightly. Oh, it's kind of moving there. So it usually hangs about at the 1 o'clock area here. So 1 o'clock, and if it's on the other side, it's 11 o'clock. So it's always kind of hanging a little bit to the side here instead of straight up and down. That is actually correct. You do want a slight tilt in your Leviwand. So also with thinner or thicker wands, you're going to notice that the tilt is going to be a little bit more than others. So if I hold this Leviwand from Flow Toys, the Vision Wand, you can see that it tilts a bit more than the other wand that I have. So you can also see this little tiny one from Flow Toys. This is actually my very first Leviwand. This bad boy is about like 12 years old. So you can see this one hangs a little bit closer to the string depending on how thick and thin it is. This, I think, is due to thickness. Ehrlich actually has a whole video on the thick and thinness of Leviwands. kind of, you know, telling you about the tilt and whatnot, I'll link it in the description down below. That way you can check it out. But yes, if you have a thicker wand, it's going to tilt more towards the 2 o'clock than the 1 o'clock, but it still will spin perfectly fine. I'm going to use these clothespins to demonstrate adding more weight on the top and the bottom of the Leviwand. So when the Leviwand is top heavy, you'll notice that the Leviwand will tilt more. So now it's tilting like this. You do not want a Leviwand like this. This is no good. This makes it very hard to spin. I think wow, I could still kind of spin it, but you can kind of see that it's off. So I went ahead and added the weight to the bottom of the wand, and now you see that it's like really close to my hand instead of it being at the 1 o'clock. And you don't want this either, because this is also off. You see how it's kind of like tilting at the bottom? You don't want this. So the first test is to hold the Leviwand upside down and to see how quickly it moves back up to center. So usually it takes anywhere from 1 to 2 seconds for the Leviwand to come back up, but depending on how heavy the wand is, will definitely determine how quickly it moves up. So to demonstrate that, so I have the Leviwand upside down with no added extra weight. So it goes 1, 2, so about 2 seconds. So now if I add extra weight to the top, upside down, all right, 1, 2, 3. So it took 3 seconds. It takes longer for the Leviwand to go back to normal when it's top heavy. So now I'm gonna add the extra weight to the bottom, and I'm gonna see how long it takes now that the Leviwand is upside down. So 1, 2, ooh, that was faster. So when the Leviwand is bottom heavy, it's gonna flip back up vertically a lot faster than when the Leviwand is top heavy, so it'll move slower then. So that's one way of telling if the Leviwand is kind of wonky. But it's kind of hard to tell if you don't know what a balanced wand is like. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what a balanced wand is supposed to look like, and then I'm gonna show you what it's not supposed to look like. So a way that I like to test is doing these kind of like upward stalls. And if the Leviwand starts to tilt a bunch, I know that the Leviwand is off balance. This one is pretty well balanced, but no wand is perfect. Let me just disclaimer here. No Leviwand is balanced absolutely perfect. It's so freaking difficult. When they're being manufactured, a lot of times, you know, the different materials slightly weigh a little bit less or slightly weigh a bit more. And it's very rare to get something that's absolutely perfect. So let's go ahead and add some weight so you can see what it looks like when it's not balanced. So we're gonna go ahead and add weight to the top of the wand first. So the upward stall. So stall, oh, you see? Immediately it starts to go flat. So this is not good. That's not what you're looking for. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put weight on the bottom of the wand so you can see what it looks like. All right, so this isn't as dramatic as having the top being really heavy, but you still can kind of see that there is a bit of a tilt here. So that's like a quick and easy test to see if your Leviwand is off balance. So when you're trying to tell if the Leviwand is top or bottom heavy, use the 1 o'clock position to kind of gauge that to see if the Leviwand is either closer to your hand or farther away from your hand. So how do we go and add weight to our Leviwands? Especially when it's like an LED or like a contact wand. Guess what we're gonna use? Self-adhesive silicone. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I use this stuff for everything. I love it. Self-adhesive silicone for days. So you're gonna take some of this stuff, whatever color you want. I have some clear here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your self-adhesive silicone, add a few wraps either to the top or the bottom of the wand, and you can rip off or add more as you see fit. This stuff is really great because it comes off very easily. So if you accidentally add too much or you want to take it off, you can take it off. So you can also do the same thing with fire wands, adding the self-adhesive silicone to the fire wand to add more weight to it. Because fun fact, silicone is fire safe. So you can add a few wraps to that, help with your fire wand. You can also add little tiny finishing nails into the base of the Leviwand. I'll show you. Okay, so this isn't a finishing nail, this is a thumbtack, which you should not use on fire, but it's easier for you to see it on camera. Finishing nails are the little nails that you usually use to like hang pictures with. So this is going to be for demonstration only. So if the Leviwand is either top or bottom heavy, you would take the finishing nail, stick it here in the Leviwand in the wick. So you'd put it right here. And you can add like a couple of them. Honestly, I think that adding finishing nails into your wicks is kind of dangerous because you're adding hot metal into your wicks. So I would definitely suggest using self-adhesive silicone to add some weight to either end versus putting in the finishing nails into your wicks. Less hot hardware, the better. So also a thing with fire wands, if you're fueling your fire wand and you don't have the same amount of fuel on each side, it doesn't have to be exact same. You don't have to, I'm not telling you to go out and measure your fuel, but make sure that you're dunking it in for the same amount of time on each side and tapping it out equally on each side. Because if one end is super soaked with fuel and the other is not, you're gonna have a wonky wand. You don't want that. Well, friends, if you're new or lurking, welcome to the wand life. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions at all, always leave me a comment down below and I will help you out. Pet the kitty with the Leviwand. Ooh, wand kitty. Oh, does that feel good? No, you don't like the Leviwand. See you all on the wand side.